Hello everybody and welcome to episode 1 of season 8 of 9 in 9. We are now with Watford. We will explain how we got here as the managerial merry-go-round has gone round. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, to please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to click that notification bell to know when a new video goes up on the channel. And also don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Let's take a look at how we ended up at Watford. And to explain what happened, we need to go back to last season. So obviously, as you know, when we get to the end of a season, I resign as manager unless I have something already lined up. So I was fully expecting to go into this season unemployed and pick something up in sort of October, November time when someone was struggling. We did have the option to go to Bournemouth because they sacked Luis Enrique at the end of last season, but I was getting a bit bored of a Premier League side coming down and taking them straight back up. Eddie Howe, incidentally, took over at Bournemouth. He was replaced by Kjell Knutsen for 2 days. He then left to move into international management. Diego Martinez, the current manager at Watford at the time, decided to move to Real Betis because the man who was managing Real Betis went to Brazil. And that brings us here. So we are with Watford for the season. Now, they've spent 2 years in the Championship. They are a yo-yo club, I admit you, but they're not as much of a yo-yo club as what Bournemouth were going to be. They have a fairly decent squad. Take a look at the club vision, though, first of all. So the club vision looks like this. Very minimalistic. It kind of drew me to Watford. Make the most of set pieces. That is all they want. No signing the players under the age of 23. No, not signing players over the age of 30. Nothing at all. Working within wage budget. Selling players for profit. And a minimum 2-year contract for first team players. I can do that. I can absolutely do that. It gives me free rein to buy whoever I want to buy. Because Watford are in a very strong position financially. £71 million in the war chest, if you like. Plenty of room in the wage budget as well. There is a lot of work to be done to this squad. Obviously, they didn't do very well last season in the Championship. They finished mid-table in the Championship last season. So they will be looking to do better. We will be looking to do better if we're going to get promotion number 8. So before we look at the squad, let's take a look at what's happened during the summer. Not a lot in, other than Samu, which we'll take a look at him shortly. Rob Gillard has come in from Nottingham Forest. Carl Jacob Hine has joined on part exchange from Burnley. David Jones and Gregory Bissan-Galraid have joined on a free transfer. So we've spent just 30 million so far. Got lots more to spend, as I mentioned already. Lots of players out of the football club. Tom Edwards, one of the big ones. Charlie Cresswell has gone to Bournemouth. Sandu Sansi has joined Istanbul Bashir. And Ranyan Oint-Nouri has joined Burnley. Davi is another big one. He has gone to West Brom. £35.5 million. Probably explains why we've got £71 million to spend. Let's take a look at the squad. Because the squad as a whole is very small. It has a bit of quality in it, particularly the top end of the pitch. There is sort of 3.5 star, 4 star, a couple of 3 star, but there's something to work with at the top of the pitch. So you'll notice with best positions, there's no out-and-out striker, no wing-backs either. So the 5 at the back system will have to be put on hold, for now at least. We might look to try and switch back to it. We're going to start with 4 at the back, and I'll show you the formation shortly. Defensively, there's a bit of work to be done. A couple of 3.5 star players in Matt Clark and Tom McIntyre. But the rest of the team, defensively, 3 star, 2.5 star. Goalkeeper is definitely a position we are going to look to bring somebody in. I know they've already brought in 2 goalkeepers, but they haven't really added to the quality of the squad. Michael Vips will probably start the season in goal. In fact, let's take a look at some of the key players. So I mentioned Matt Clark. Now, we've had Matt Clark way back in Season 1 with West Bromwich Albion, so I know what Matt can do. He feels there's a lack of depth at left back. Believe me, there's a lack of depth everywhere. Don't worry, Matt. We're going to sort it. 3.5 star player, as I mentioned. 31 years old. Physical attributes are still very, very good. Mental ones still very good as well. The technical ones that need to be good, heading, passing, marking, tackling, all still very good. He is going to be very much the leader of this team. He's been at Watford now for 7 years, and his experience is going to be invaluable to me. Another player that we've used quite a lot in this series so far is Cole Palmer. We had him at Southampton. I've now got him at Watford. Manchester City youngster, of course, in real life. Physical attributes have got better. Mental ones are good. Technical ones are good. 3.5-star player, and he can still improve. Obviously, with us playing a winger system, it is ideal for Cole, and I'm hoping he can hit the ground running. Now, Watford did do a good bit of business in the summer before I arrived. Samu is into the football club. Central midfield player. For £30 million and a part exchange, it's a bargain. Absolute bargain. 4-star player. In the prime of his career at 27. Physical attributes are very good. Mental ones are good as well. Technical ones are okay. They could be better. Finishing particularly, only 10. Although he's not really going to score goals. Although he is a box-to-box midfield player. So we'll be expecting him to get in the area and do some damage. So we might have to look to see and try and get him a bit more on the finishing side. But he's a very, very good player, and it's a very good bit of business for Watford. One player we will be looking to cling on to is Jordi Malumbai. He is a winger. He's a Spaniard, 29 years old, 3.5-star player, pace of 16, acceleration of 15. Very key attributes for a winger. Crossing is pretty good, dribbling is okay, first touch is very good, off the ball is very good, technique is very good. He is going to be the ace in the hole. I always like to have one, and this is definitely going to be the man, and we are really going to try and keep hold of him. And the man that is going to be leading the line for us at the start at least is Tariq John Jules. 3.5-star player, 27-year-old, under 21 international, never capped by the full squad. Finishing at 12 is the reason why. He will probably lead the line. He's got the best out of the players who are playing in the wide positions at least. Pace of 14, acceleration of 14, agility of 15, jumping reach is pretty good as well. We will be looking to bring in a new striker to lead the line at the top of the pitch, but Tariq will do for now. So we are going to start the season with 4-2-3-1. It's a formation that I've used quite regularly in the past, and it's one that fits this squad quite well. So I've mentioned we might look to bring in a new goalkeeper, just to give a bit of competition for Verex and to probably replace him, in all honesty. Right back, we're okay. We might look to bring in another right back. Left back, definitely we do need another one of those, because Tom McIntyre will potentially, more than likely, play in the centre alongside Clark. So that's kind of where we're thinking there. Midfield wise, we're okay. Central midfield. Attacking midfield, we're okay as well. We've got quite a lot of players that can play in the wide positions and down the centre. As I mentioned, we have a big problem up front. We don't have a striker, essentially. All those players who can play as a striker play in midfield as well. So, yeah, definitely, first and foremost, we need to bring in somebody to put the ball in the back of the net at the top of the pitch. So here is the season preview. Bournemouth are the favourites at 11-10 with Eddie Howe now back in charge. They're going to name a stadium after him. After all, they're playing at Ashton Gate at the moment. I don't know why they're playing that far away. Anyway, Burnley are second favourites at 9-5, 13-5. Then Brentford, who were recently relegated. West Ham, who didn't go up. Swansea were the side that were promoted from the playoffs. They're at 3-1. Crystal Palace at 5-1. Leeds at 11-2. There's us at 6-1. And very much on our own at 6-1. Lots of sides bar that. Nottingham Forest, Stoke, Middlesbrough, Cardiff, who came close last season at 25s. Millwall at 50-1 despite making the playoffs last season. Promoted sides, Preston at 150. As with Portsmouth, 450-1 for Birmingham City. You can see why Eddie Howe left. So with us taking charge on the eve of the Championship season, we will come back for the first game of the Championship season away at Charlton. Bear in mind, I have had nothing to do with the players to this point. Pre-season has all been handled by someone else. We'll have to sort out the set pieces because they are a very key part of the Watford strategy, and we will just name an 18-man squad. I know a bit about the players. We're going to learn a lot more as we go. And it's exciting times. Moving into club number 8 with Watford. Obviously, we've got a bit of the transfer window to go. There will be some movement. There has to be. This squad is not good enough to get promoted. I'll bear that down right now. At this point in time, it's not going to happen. But with £71 million to spend, maybe a couple going out the door as well, if the right offer comes in for them, we will be able to build a squad that is ready for promotion by the end of August. So the points we pick up in the early season are going to be vital. We'll find out how we get on at the Valley next time around for the first live com of the new season. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, to please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to leave me a comment if you've got anything to say, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.